Welcome to Presence with Peacock Voices, our YouTube channel where we discuss how mastering the human voice will allow you to become the leader and communicator that you want to be. Today, we are going to talk about energy. Energy is something I'm so passionate about. If you have met me and talked at all about voice, you've heard me say energy is the life force of sound. And I'll say that again because it's so important. Energy is the life force of sound. Without energy, we do not get the consistent airflow and vibrancy that we need to have that really special speaking voice and communication style that we all want, right? Without energy, we sound kind of like this. And I don't know about you, but I'm not sure if I'd want to watch a video with somebody talking like this the whole time. So, that said, a lot of times when I'm giving workshops or I'm meeting prospective clients, they tell me that I just am not an energetic person. I don't have an energetic speech pattern. I have a colleague who's super charismatic. They have so much energy and it's amazing, but that's just not me. And what happens is that I get feedback that I don't have that leadership presence that I need. I am not as good at sales as I want to be, whether it's sales to potential clients, to customers, or internal sales, like I'm trying to sell my ideas. I don't have that presence that I'm looking for that will get me to the next step in my career. It makes me actually kind of sad when I think about this because a lot of times people will say I just wasn't born with it. And I'm here to tell you that energy is something that you can actually build in to your speech pattern. Yes, some people are born default having a ton of energy when it comes to their communication style, just like some people are born to be really natural athletes and some people are born to be really great musicians. But that doesn't mean that it's not a skill set that you can learn. And having an energized speaking pattern, that is something that you can learn and build in so it becomes your default. I myself am an introvert, and I talk about this a lot because I just think we should talk more about it. Being an introvert's awesome. The first time I got tested for being an introvert was when my mom made me take Myers-Briggs in high school, and my eye was pretty far over, and she didn't believe me. So she made me take it again. And lo and behold, my eye was still very far over, and it still is one of my strongest, most clear results every time I've taken Myers Briggs. The reality is, though, just because I'm an introvert and maybe naturally I don't have this really powerful energy and charisma when I go to talk, it doesn't mean it wasn't something that I could learn. I started the violin when I was 4, and I was in a pretty intense conservatory setting until I was 18. And I had to perform, I had to audition, I had to work with colleagues, I had to do master classes, deal with conductors. All of these things taught me how to have a charismatic speech pattern and a charismatic communication style. Because as a kid, that's what got me what I needed, right? That's how all of this works. It was a learned skill set. And still to this day, it's something that I work on, how to maintain that energy all the time, right? And so, as somebody who may not have a really energetic speech pattern, something that you need to reflect on is whether or not you want to integrate energy into your communication style. The answer can totally be no, right? This is all your choice. But if the answer is yes, it is something that you just have to practice and create a new default for how your body operates. Once you integrate that energy into your speech pattern, not only does phonation and actual sound become easier, but you actually can have more charisma, more presence, that stronger leadership quality that maybe you were missing before. All of that can come from having this energized speech pattern. So, how do we go about integrating energy into your speech pattern? There are a couple of exercises that I like to use with clients. And the first one is to move. Literally just move your body. That could be jumping jacks, push-ups, wall push-ups are some of my favorite because it really gets your energy into your core. But what if you took a really boring part of a presentation or a place in a pitch where you get tired or where you feel like people start to space out, check their phones, or where you're worried that might happen? Do 10 jumping jacks and then practice saying that slide with the energy that you have from those jumping jacks, right? Maybe do 10 jumping jacks and do the final slide of a presentation. Then do those jumping jacks again and do the second to last slide and the last slide. Do some push-ups and then do the 3 last slides. By doing this and practicing energy at the end of your presentation, it's actually going to start integrating that energy into your body so that when you're in the moment, your body already is prepped to have that energy and have that sustained excitement through the end of your presentation or pitch. Another thing I like to talk with clients about is this idea of visualization. Nobody needs to know what's going on in your head in order to get you jazzed. So, if you are having a hard time getting energized and you're not in a place where you can do jumping jacks or push ups or run in a circle or high knees or whatever it is, or maybe you're somebody who just doesn't like doing that or can't do that, visualize something that makes you energetic. Maybe you love playing sports and scoring a goal makes you feel amazing. Take that energy and then use it as fodder for your energy in your presentation. Maybe you have a really great memory of going to a toy store with your parents when you were a kid and them saying you can pick whatever you want. You get one toy, go for it. And you just went ham. And you got to try everything and pick exactly what you wanted. And it was so exciting, right? So picking something that makes you really, really excited and then channeling that excitement. And again, practicing your presentations. Practice starting at the end, moving forward. Always so you can really build in that sustained energy as you would normally get tired going front to back. Another thing that I like to talk about with my clients is this idea of speaking with intent. When we are speaking, every single syllable of every single word should matter. My violin teacher, when I was in high school, used to say to me, Margaret, every note counts. And this is something that I talk with clients about a lot because a lot of times we just kind of let the little words just kind of go away. And all of a sudden, it's this really uneven speech pattern that's just not as energetic. Versus if we energize every moment of what it is that we are saying, that energy stays at the same level that then gets your listener engaged and it keeps them on the hook. And so having that intent as you speak is so crucial to having your listeners stay engaged. And then finally, I always say this for everything when it comes to voice: practice, practice, practice. You have to practice having energy in your speech pattern. You have to practice integrating energy so that your new default is every time I go to open my mouth, I have energy. Just like with any skill set, right? The more you integrate it, the more that you work on it, the more it'll be your new default setting. So for those of you who are looking to build a more energetic and charismatic speech pattern, I really would suggest that you try and practice having energy as you're communicating. And then eventually you'll notice that without thinking about it, you start speaking with an energized speech pattern until one day that'll become your default. It is a learned practice. It is not just something you're born with. I hope, as always, that this was interesting, that you learned something new, and I look forward to seeing you next time.